Okay, today I'm working on this Bolens. The hood says G10, but it's a 1055. They're similar, but not exactly the same, I guess. This one it has a Tecumseh engine, had a Tecumseh engine in it that had some issues, and we're going to find out what broke. So as you can see, I pulled the engine out because it's just going to be easier to work on everything we have to work on. Actually, I think that's the only way we can do the work we have to do, if it is what I suspect. So the story goes like this. I was getting a real slow crank, and so I decided that I will rebuild the original starter generator, which is this guy. And I put the new post on there, put the new bearings, put the new brushes, cleaned up the commutator ring or whatever you call that, and I put it back together, and I still couldn't get it to crank fast enough. It was kind of just rolling over, and then it was almost like bouncing back every time the compression hit. So I thought, must have problems with the valves not opening fast enough or something. The exhaust valve, I assumed. And I started looking at the valves, and as you can see, I took the cover off, and just to see if it would turn over good, I put a tool in here to hold up that valve. Well, as the engine cycled a couple times with the tappet coming up, my tool came loose, got stuck in between the tappet and the valve, and I heard something snap as it was rolling over. Because I just wanted to see if I can get enough speed out of that generator. And with, the valve open, you have no compression, and it seemed to turn over decent. But as I heard the snap, I thought it was part of the mouse remnants that are in the cover. I was hoping it was just, a nutshell or something, but when I came back around, the tappet had disappeared. And you can see that's all valve stem there. So what we're seeing is, you should see the tappet come up to the line where my finger is, and then the valve. Well, this one we're seeing all valve and no tappet. So my suspicion is I snapped the camshaft off, and then the tappet just fell down in the engine. Also, I wonder now, after looking at the exploded view diagrams, if this engine, it has a compression release. I wonder if the compression release is broken, and that's why it wasn't turning over in the first place. We'll know when we get inside. I don't hear parts rolling around in there. So I'm just going to take this case half off and see where that gets us. Not really familiar with this generation of motor. It's quite old. It's from the 70s. By the way, this is a Tecumseh HH100. The other thing I noticed is, as I was taking the engine out, the exhaust pipe was not threaded on at all. The 90-degree elbow was just sitting. It was just, I don't know if somebody carved it out, and it was just sitting on this, which I thought was kind of hacky. It doesn't look like it was leaking that bad, though, amazingly. I'm going to just mark where this spring goes, so if I always try to scratch the metal or take a pin punch and just punch it, nobody will notice if you're doing a restoration or anything. That way, if you go to repaint that or something, or wash it off, that you don't lose your your proper hole, because sometimes these governors can have, like this one has, many different places where that can go. And of course, it won't run just right. You won't get the power coming in when you want it, or it'll overreact to loss of power, etc. don't even know why I'm taking these off yet. I got to get all these pulleys off, and that's probably not going to happen very easily. See what's in here besides spider webs or spider nests. Okay, we got a keyed shaft. Looks like it's probably going to be, yeah, there's some set screws on the top that go down, bite onto the key. Yeah, just one set screw. It looks like holds that whole thing, but wow, I'm going to have a hard time believing this thing at 40-something years old is going to come out anything easy. This and the pulley itself. Matter of fact, I'm going to get some penetrating oil right now and start putting it there in case that'll help at all. Fill that up. If it works, then it will work. Holy cow, it actually came loose. It did. It was about to snap or strip. That's incredible. I'm going to quit while I'm ahead. Now I got to get some kind of puller on there. Alright, I'm going to make an attempt with this 2-jaw puller. I can't find my good 3-jaw puller. Okay, got the socket stuck on. She's moving. Unbelievable. It's not happy about it, but it's moving. Lubricate the threads of the puller a little bit. Whoa. I'm just putting sockets in there, building them up because the puller's not long enough as is. one socket's falling into the other. That won't work. And I think I just screwed up the socket because they can't get the tool in there anymore. That's what you get. I moved up the tool the next rattling the nuts off. Wow. I cannot believe it. I figured that pulley, because it's fully engaged on that, you know, being that it's well, it's beyond a double stack plus all that middle. I figured she was seized for life. Would have never expected that to come off. Alright, looks like this case has already somewhat come loose. Hey. No carnage in there that I can see right now. And let's just... Wow, this has tapered roller bearings in it. Unbelievable. Let's just see. I see one timing mark there, obviously. The governor's here. Everything's fine there, but I want to see if the timing marks are underneath this bearing or how I'm going to know how to put that back. Does this come up easy? Not really. Well, I guess I'll figure that out later. I want to see about this camshaft. And is it snapped or what happened here? It is not snapped, but the top of the tappet, I'll show you in a minute. So let's see. My suspicion of the governor assembly being faulty, it's got this pin here. Everything seems to be okay there. So that's not why it was turning over slow. But I will show you the tappet. Here's the one I didn't snap. And there's the one I snapped the head clean off it. So that's what I heard snap. So I'll have to fish that and all its remnants out. Probably a pretty clean break, looks like. So that's what it was. Gotta get some new parts before this one's even gonna try to turn over again. And there we have it, 2 perfectly good tappets. Oh, 3 pieces, that's impressive. Now, as many of you might have suspected, that if it was coming up fast enough and hard enough to break a tappet, because the valve had no place to go, is the valve bent? Yes, of course, I'm going to tear that down, check the valve. This is going to be worthwhile because there's a lot of evidence of everywhere you look. It seems everywhere you look on this engine there's some insulation, like around the spark plug hole. That's all like insulation from a nest. I've already pulled out a bunch, where was it? On this side, that I could see in there. I could see some in that hole. See that yellowy stuff? It's all mouse nest, so I got to take it apart anyway, but it'll be nothing just to pull the head, check the valves, and see what's going on in there. But anyway, that's what's wrong with my engine, because I'm a little reckless sometimes. Thanks for watching. If you like the channel, please subscribe. Ring the bell button down below for all the new videos as they come out. It'll give you a notification. And check out the Amazon links. If you use any of those links just to get to Amazon, anything you buy will give me a small residual, and it really helps out the channel. Thanks for watching. And some bonus footage. Here's some of our little friends' work here. And as you can see, just about every single fin, even on the sides, is absolutely clogged. So that engine wouldn't have done well if I just thrown it back together as is. So I'm going to take that whole front shroud off, take everything off, clean it all out, because it's been caked with dirt and mouse insulation, nesting material, probably even some real mice. Thought you might like to see it. I wanted to share the extra goods we found here. Yeah, nasty. This one just keeps getting better. I don't know if that bolt is sheared off or just missing, but that thing's supposed to be sitting all the way up there like that. That hole ain't even lined up yet. Somewhere up there like that. Wow. How was that gonna work? It wasn't.